Hello and welcome to the Indian Beat. We would like to wish a happy birthday to Brandon Hernandez.
Leader and Me dress-up days are moved to Thursdays. Tomorrow's dress-up day will be to wear your favorite band t-shirt. Make sure to dress up to receive points in your travel time class. If you have any questions, please see Miss McPherson or Miss Osborne.
Students from 8th and 9th grade will be attending a trip to Washington, D.C. next week. Oakley Reichard interviewed social studies teacher Miss Black to provide us with more information about the trip.
What are some of the places you'll be visiting during the trip?
When we go to Washington, D.C., we try to visit a lot of the memorials, like the Lincoln Memorial, the FDR Memorial, the MLK Memorial, Thomas Jefferson Memorial. We will go to the Capitol building, we'll see the Supreme Court, we will see the White House. We just try to get pack a lot into just a few days, and we get a lot of history of the country.
Do you think it'll be different taking students from 2 grade levels instead of just 1 this year?
I think the biggest difference this year, we do have more students going on this trip than we had on our last trip. We have about 10 more students going this time than we did last time, which requires us to take 2 separate buses. So I think that's going to be the biggest difference. Other than that, I don't think there's too much of a difference, as last trip we did have students from 2 grade levels, and our next trip we'll have 2 students from 2 grade levels as well.
Why is this an important trip for students to go on?
This is just a really unique opportunity for students to explore our nation's capital, to check out the memorials, to learn a lot of history about our country, and they get to do that with some freedom. As we explore, they can, walk around and roam the museums and the different monuments and memorials kind of on their own. So it gives them a little bit of freedom as well. So I think it's just a really unique opportunity to spend a couple days with your friends, but also the amazing educational experience that you will get packed into just those few days.
Why is this trip taken when students are in 8th grade rather than when they're in high school?
Well, this year is a little different because of COVID. We had to push our trip back, so we are taking a group of 9th grade students as well, but typically students will go when they are in 7th or 8th grade. And the reason for that is because they will either be in 8th grade or going to go into 8th grade, where they will learn a little bit in their history class about the Capitol and the history of our country. And also we do that to try not to interfere with a lot of the testing and things like that that go on in high school as well. So it just fits better into the schedule and the curriculum to go in 7th and 8th grade.
What do you feel the most beneficial part of this trip will be for the students?
As I said before, I think the freedom, the responsibility that students have to have when we go, they do have a lot of freedom, but they are responsible for their actions. I think that gives them another level of responsibility and freedom. But above all is just the educational experience. You get to see so many things in a different way. You're not looking at them in a book or on a computer, or you're watching them in a video. You're seeing them, you're touching them. You are learning about the history of those things, which we don't get to do so much in the classroom. So it's just a really unique educational experience and way to learn.
Definitely, thank you.
Yep, thank you.
Camera night is tomorrow at 6 p.m. in the main gym. There will be a softball parent meeting at 6:45 in the cafeteria after pictures.
For the weather today, the low is 37 with a high 71. It's going to be pretty warm, so.
What is a tomato say to the other tomato during a race? Ketchup.